Was Coddle the problem in game 1, or is the second game of IO the solution, BSJ? What do you think?
The issue I have with the Dire draft here is that none of their cores move. Darkseer, Bristleback, Morph, they all like to stay in their lanes and kind of just farm. And on the other side, we have Coddle, who can recall people. We have Tusk, who's a great roamer. And we have very mobile Ember Spirit, as well as Invoker. So I'm really concerned that they're kind of just going to get outmaneuvered around the map, just purely based on the fact that none of their heroes want to.
I love the production. They're like, okay, we noticed something about these Liquid games. We'll go to the casters, but real quick, we got to go into the game because Liquid, they did the same thing. Slightly different side of the map. A 5-man's over here and managed to catch Chessie. Pants down. Underneath the trees.
It's so easy at nighttime now. This whole night change until the 0-minute mark has made these level 1 skirmishes so much more common. It's pretty crazy that this 800 vision like range instead of the 1800. It's just so much easier to sneak up on people, give them the wraparound and paths that they normally would have seen you.
I honestly don't know why more teams don't do this. Why not just 5-man to one side of the map if it's nighttime?
Yeah, I actually don't know. They're going to return to their lane just in time. Like, if you look at the top lane, they had to walk all the way from bottom to top. Looks like qojqva, since he's such a slow hero, 275. He will be a tad late, so maybe this is the downside of it.
I mean, if you really wanted to be there in time, though,
5 bristle, right?
he could have TP'd, right? You got 3 free TPs to start the game.
That's true.
Well, he will get here in time in order to get all the CS. Boxi is going to be playing the mid lane. We have seen Liquid move Boxi, most notably Boxi, around quite a bit. He's played 2, he's played 3, he's 4. Those are mostly where you're going to be seeing him move around quite a bit, but we've even seen him in the safe lane. I don't know if we would call him a 1 position, but he's done that as well. The man seemingly doesn't care what lane he's in. Certain heroes or certain matchups, maybe they want to switch things up like they did with Taiga, playing 3 position at one point in time. You know, if they want to switch something up, Boxi is versatile enough that it seems like they can do it.
Yeah, I think that might have been the most valuable tornado I've ever seen in the laning stage. You got 3 CS with 1 tornado. I don't know if this is like straight up disrespect. I've never seen Boxi mid before. As you say, I've seen him be flexible in a lot of other roles, but the fact that they're moving qojqva off lane and then Boxi to mid here, this is the only team I know that in the 6 games I've watched of them so far, maybe 7, they've had 3 different people go mid. miCKe plays mid sometimes, like he played puck in a couple of their games, and I don't know, man, that's crazy to be able to do that at the highest level.
miCKe doesn't try to pursue for that kill onto Chessie. Matched up against the Era Earth Spirits and Chessie playing Darkseer, Ember Coddle, which we've seen the power of Ember Coddle, and I feel like Coddle's going to be a pretty good hero at being able to deal with Ion Shell wave pushing, just because you can kind of nuke down the wave.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, it allows the Ember to not have to go for this flame guard, which would normally get burned down by the Ion Shell anyways. And eventually, when he gets these Sleight of Fist chains levels up, this Darkseer, his surge is going to be rather lackluster, and he'll probably bite the dust a couple times, as I don't really see how they can be aggressive between Era and Chessie here. iNSaNiA, Coddle, like 330 moves per minute. It's hard to catch this hero out of position just by purely using slows and haste movement speed on yourself.
They're going to confidently pull into the hard camp, knowing that they could probably get the CS. They don't actually
so much
get
damage, though. It's just efficient trading for Liquid there. Like, miCKe took very little damage. Everyone's sharing experience, and then Coddle gets the 2-man nuke.
Taiga, not in any real danger there, just kind of pushed away. If he felt like it, he could just TP out since they stunned between 2 of them, but they do manage to stack that easy camp, pull it, and deny a wave, and are going to keep doing that. So Taiga's got to find a way to be able to fix this. Meanwhile, Era, seeing that, like you said, doesn't feel like they can really get aggressive. He's going to maybe try and make something happen mid here. If not, he doesn't see an opportunity. There's always the power runes that are coming up.
Dire's middle tower
Yeah,
is
there's
under
really
attack.
cool little maneuvers going on in the top lane. So what happened was Taiga was stopping Xibbe from pulling the small camp. So Xibbe called Charlie over to help him. And so they basically two-manned him to bully him away, such that Xibbe could pull a camp. Yeah, it's all a little back and forth shenanigans. qojqva is level 3 now. That poison attack starts to add up a lot. Doubles up in the damage. As it looks like he's going to go down on the 5 position. Bristol.
I've been better.
I don't get to say that very often.
What's he doing over there?
He was blocking the hard camp.
Oh,
Prevent
okay.
the pull.
Illusion.
Yeah, if you guys are trying to learn how to lane in regards to how you can use pull camps and such, this top lane's a great example. Both teams are doing a lot of things right, and you're seeing Xibbe getting punished for trying to do something right that may be outside of his hero's capabilities.
Meanwhile, Charlie isn't able to have that kind of free lane that we see on a lot of IOs because he's matched up against a fully ranged off laner and one that's very good pressuring in the Viper, which Charlie needs an escape. Where's the tether away? Finally gets it. He's out, but not feeling very happy about it. He's just getting no CS.
I feel like against Viper Veno offlane, these
Good.
two like most
Dire's
cancerous
top
green
tower is under
snake-like
attack.
heroes, you need a dispo. I don't know what else to say. Every time I've laid against these myself, that's just what happens to you. Even if you end up surviving, even if you end up getting to keep playing the lane, you miss so many CS, you're stuck still sitting away from lane so often just to regenerate, just to get rid of the stacks of the poison. And you're seeing here, Viper's at 23 CS to 14 of Charlie.
So what is like, if you could just disregard the heroes and replace it with something, what is the kind of lane that deals with those very cancerous off-lane pressure lane? Hold up, give you a moment to think about that. As Era is looking for the kick here, does manage to land it on Boxi. Tornado goes out on Supream. He gets off the Ghost Walk, and he's gonna be okay. In fact, he's gonna try and slow him down and hope that he can get the rune as well. But no, bottled up by Supreme. Boxi is out on that.
Type of
Dire's
lanes that
top
deal
tower
with it are
is
just
under
like
attack.
with
Dire's
Viper.
structures
I
are
like PL a
fortified.
lot. You can dispel his Q anytime he tries to stack it up on you. You have a way to close the gap on him, so in case you want to commit for a kill. And then later, Viper doesn't deal with illusion heroes very well later.
Okay.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But just that type of hero in general, like Weaver, PL, Terrorblade's okay against Veno specifically, because you can reflect his poison sting. But it's all matchup based on the offlaner. But when you pick these, I feel like IO's meant to win the lane, is my problem. And if you pick these lane winners against heroes like Viper, Veno, you just don't win the lane. So it kind of puts a damper on your win condition of the mid game.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that Viper simultaneously wins the one-on-one matchup against the IO, so it pressures him in lane. The other way to recover is taking stacks, and guess what? Viper does that really well. He's got level 1 of Nether Toxin, but they just took that hard camp stack, a
Dire's
little
middle
help
tower
from
is
Taiga,
under attack.
push the IO out of lane. It just, Liquid are just winning everywhere you look. They're up by 2k net worth right now, top 3 core heroes all around. Already very concerning for Haiga.
Yeah, they're just out efficiency and more CS in general. And Boxi may be biting the dust mid, but that tornado should be enough to disengage from here.
He managed to get the dust on him. Boxi. It's
No adaptive
regenning up.
strike points.
Chessie's not
He is
looking.
going for the Atos first. This is a really nice Atos game for the Viper. All 3 cores
Oh, yeah.
rely on mobility spells, tether, the waveform, surge.
Real good.
Like I said though, I think the way to deal with Viper is to gank it. And they don't have gankers. Like their
Yeah.
heroes on the Dire side just do not move.
Dire's
This is a big
top
problem in
tower
their draft.
is under attack.
I don't know how they're supposed to. They're gonna be like dealing with the same
Radiant
problem they did
are
last game, just in a different way. They have the heroes that can't occupy lanes independently, and so Liquid's gonna be able to farm all 3 lanes. And that's why you're seeing, even though there's virtually no kills happening this game, The Liquid's all of a sudden up by 3,000 net worth at 8.5
Dire's
minutes.
top tower is
Do
under
you think
attack.
that Era, like we saw Era sitting behind mid lane at some point in time, do you think he should have tried a rotation up to top? Like, is that a way to deal with that?
For the Bristle? You know,
Yeah.
it's like it's a 5-position Bristle. This isn't like a Lich or a Grimstroke or some other 5-position that's going to offer a lot of damage. Like, I think Purge put it very eloquently. It's like they made their draft bad to take away Liquid's good draft. I don't think it necessarily works like that.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Certainly hasn't stopped the stacking. I do appreciate that High Coast is doing some stacking of their own, but it seems like Liquid, that entire concept of stacking, they seem very well equipped. When
He's
it
actually
comes
maxing the Flame Guard on Ember to do the stack.
yeah,
Cool.
that's a nice little tidbit there.
Yeah, most of these Embers with the con will just go 4-4-0, but he went for the 1-2-0
Dire's
in lane and
bottom
then
tower
maxed
is
out the
under
Flame
attack.
Guard just to get that quick boost. That's like 500 gold right there, 9 minutes in. That feels so good as a core. That's like a whole minute's worth of farming that he just got done in like 15 seconds.
Really high amount of experience as well, so he's still going to get those high levels of Sleight of Fist very, very soon.
Never refuse good given.
Good kill there in the top lane. They get Taiga while trying to take some bounty runes.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Still, though, looks like 3 went to the side of...
I wonder if the Viper will go for Boots Shroud. I think that it's a really nice item on Viper, but the Keeper of the Light might kind of do that for you. Curious to see what qojqva's next item is here. As Boxi has bought the Midas, has it pretty early, 10 minutes in for Invoker.
Xibbe, you are not a core Bristleback, my friend.
Radiant's top tower
You
is under
can't just
attack.
run at people full-on aggro like you're invincible.
What do you mean, man? He's 6-slotted. Look at his inventory.
Is he really? Oh, look at that. He's got 8 items.
Yeah, you're right. He's actually 8-slotted.
All right, there goes the Rod of Eightos. They're going to reveal that one as they start going on to the Morphling. He's going to shrink Morph all he can and will manage to get out thanks in part to the rotations. Oh, nice pushback there. Hera also full in on miCKe to quickly surround that Earth Spirit. miCKe still has a haste rune, so he could chase some more heroes down if he wants to. Gets the Chakra Magic, had another slight, but figured, no need to really dive this Dark Seer too much. Just be happy with what you got.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Every time I look at the minimap, I see Liquid farming more areas than... I always mess up their name, man. I'm just gonna call them
High
better.
Coast, High Coast.
Dire's
I
bottom
keep
tower
wanting to say
is under
high
attack.
five, and then I'm just like, that's not right. Yeah, they like if I see Liquid farming 3 lanes, High Coast is farming 2. See Liquid farming 2 lanes, High Coast is farming 1. It's just always more
Radiant's middle tower
real
is
estate
under
going
attack.
the way of Liquid, and that really just explains every time I look up at the net worth, it's another 500 or so every minute going in favor of Liquid.
Dire's bottom tower
rough.
is under attack.
Again, High Coast is doing a good job of like keeping the total stacks pretty close to even here. I like that. I like that
Dire's
adjustment.
top tower is under attack.
But as you said, that's not the only thing that Coddle's doing, right? It's also, with the recall, allowing Liquid to be able to play more parts of the map, knowing that they can just group up thanks to the call nice and quick.
Yeah, I think if the spectators at home were to just go back and only watch the minimap from like the 5-minute mark until now, you can just tell how much more Liquid is farming. Because sometimes you get distracted by the kills that are going on, these like skirmishes at the bounty runes, and all these type of little miniature engagements. But at the end of the day, it's how much gold and experience people are accruing in this early game, and Liquid has a lot more of it thus far.
Now, I don't want our viewers to think that's all that Dota is, but the truth is that High Coast can't really punish them, right? I mean, they've got IO,
Dire's top tower
Morphling,
is under
Darkseer.
attack.
You said heroes that don't want to move around and
Radiant
make
are
kills
scanning.
happen. Oh, Tornado. iNSaNiA does have Taiga here to be able to block him off. Xibbe, I keep forgetting that this little guy, man, he's
Dire's
so
middle tower
squishy. Then
is
again, so
under
is
attack.
qojqva when he's surrounded by 4 heroes. But every single time I look at that
Needy
Bristleback,
Morphling. That guy hits for 300 right now.
oof, yeah, that'll certainly do.
That tower's gonna die
Radiant
top for sure.
structures are fortified.
I'm not gonna get too far ahead of myself like Kyle does. I'll just say it's most likely gonna die.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
See, Liquid is going to try and defend here. Arrow tries to make the initiation. A little bit off the mark there with that roll in, and unfortunately he's going to pay the iron price. His blood is spilled on the battlefield. The tower does indeed die, though, Brian. You're absolutely right about that one. But the tower is also, again, going to come at a cost. 2 heroes down, perhaps Supream maybe going to die here as well. Out of the MP, out of the stun strike. So he is okay for now. miCKe, got to be careful of that turn into the Ember Spirit. Had the shackles on him. Supream. Oh, here comes the damage. Here comes Taiga. They're going to throw a lot of tag team damage onto him. Maybe Slav. Oh, they managed to get in front of him. Here comes the Bristleback. Xibbe's here to defend his Supream. Oh, no, the Morphling's dead. Xibbe's dead too.
Dire's top tower is under
Here's the
attack.
counter, guys. If you're
Dire's
looking
top
to figure
tower
out
is
how to
fallen.
play Bristle against Viper,
Radiant
you
structures
just
are
don't
fortified.
level Bristleback.
Ah. Can't get broken if you don't have a passive.
It's just like that Purge video where they didn't level their skills against Rubik. It's the same idea.
Radiant's bottom
You're
tower
completely
is under attack.
negating Viper's entire second ability. Except for the fact that it still does a shit ton of damage.
Amazing. Dota 2 truly is an open playground of ideas.
You
Unfortunately,
see something new every day, Cap.
yeah, unfortunately, in that,
What about you, Cap?
you know, I was a big fan
Radiant's
of
bottom tower is under
dodgeball.
attack.
Love me some dodgeball.
Dude, I love dodgeball too. Dodgeball and capture the flag. Those are like my favorite team games.
Well, 92, we're watching Charlie's IO try and clear through some ancient stacks. Gets a little help from Xibbe, which I'm not sure if Charlie really wants, to be honest.
Yeah, get away from my experience, noob.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is
I
under
think that's
attack.
fair. Xibbe is currently 0-5 and 0. I mean, that's not him. That's not the player. I feel like that's the hero in the position.
No, time out. Who's the drafter?
Ah, yes. Maybe you are
That's
right
his
about
fault.
that. Maybe it is his fault. Listen, you draft together as a team,
Brought for
Brian.
himself, right? Yeah. The team draft.
Yes.
There's like a lot of flexibility in Dota. What positions heroes play. I feel like Bristleback in the 5 position is not
Dire's
one of them.
bottom tower is under attack.
No, I don't think so.
Kind of reminds me of the Death Prophet 5 position that we saw a lot, maybe 8 or 9 months ago. On paper, it's like, yeah, it's really countered. It's a really good hero, but they picked like 4 counters. Let's just move it to support. And then you just don't have a support.
Xibbe is going to give his best rendition of Contortionist. Try and be as flexible as possible to get out of that gig, but he does not.
I was wondering what you meant
Radiant
by
are scanning.
contortionist.
Oh, you're talking about flexibility, you know?
That's true. It's true. It was good. It was good.
I mean, they're
Radiant's
trying to
bottom
be,
tower is under
well,
attack.
ultimately, they're trying to be OG, but can't quite pull that one off without some real good practice. miCKe with the double damage almost brings Charlie down. The roll in from Taiga. He's going to get the big fish punch in there to finish him off. And now, well, this is high coast retreat just like that.
Radiant's top tower is under
Yeah, I
attack.
love the Desolator from the Ember.
Dire's
Other than
middle tower
Morphling,
is under
all
attack.
4 heroes on the enemy team are strength heroes with low armor.
Taiga. Not quite catching there, but miCKe can. Gonna get the down with the Rod Matos. They can go for the carry here. They can go for the Morphling. Supreme's already dead. Tornado up in the air. The Dark Seer had just used his surge. So beautiful timing there from Boxi for the clock switch. Invoker catching him out. qojqva, he's not scared of anything, nor should he be, as most of High Coast is all dead. And they're up a whomping 10,000.
It's crazy to me the difference between like tier 1 EU and tier 2 EU, because this High Coast team, these players are good, man. Charlie's like top 10. Era's been around for a very long time. Same with Chessie, very high MMR. Like all these players are really good players, man.
Yeah.
I think it's easy at home to like laugh at these guys and think, wow, what a stupid draft. Like, how bad are these guys? This is just proof of how good Liquid is, man. And then Liquid lost to Team Nigma, you know, a day or two ago. That's just crazy to me. Like the gap here.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy. I have to assume this is something they've tried out. Just finding this back. They probably tried it out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Honestly, this looks like something where I don't know how we deal with this. We don't have enough bans in the first round. How about we just deny pick the Bristle?
You and I.
Actually,
Radiant structures.
if there's a loser's interview, you can ask, but I don't think there is one.
I love it.
Dyer's
Let's
bottom
look at the
tower
stats
is
of
under
death.
attack.
There are only 2 people with deaths on the side of Liquid. qojqva and Taiga, the offlane duo.
Dyer's bottom
this
tower
game.
has
Yeah,
fallen.
whenever you're winning like this, you gotta bring up the scoreboard and say, who are the feeders? Who are the feeders on the winning team here?
I mean, who are the team players, Brian? Such a carry mentality to assume that death means feeding. Could just be, you know, playing for your team.
Such a support excuse. I mean, mentality.
Ill-gotten gains.
13K, the number keeps climbing, the map gets smaller and smaller for High Coast, and they may have a Morphling, but I don't know. It's gonna take some like mega throws. I don't know how they possibly rectify this big of an advantage. They may have a hard carry that maybe this lineup at 55 minutes in an even game is going to look fantastic. But right now, it's far down.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
I just love watching Liquid specifically because I feel like if I look at their every single game, the order in which people are is just different. Like obviously this series is on top of both games, but sometimes both of them. Sometimes Taiga even has like one of the 2 highest net worth. Very rarely have I seen Taiga be the 5 position as the 4, right? He's the hero that farms much less than Keeper of the Light.
Okay, so you see that? They're not even giving up this safe lane tower. So they had a qojqva down here, right? He threw down Nether Strike and then TP'd up to go Roshan. And then while they're doing Roshan, iNSaNiA comes in, he pushes out this lane, and he can recall his allies in. So they set it up where they're able to take Roshan without even giving up a tier 1 tower.
Dyer's top
What
tower
movie is
under
it where you
attack.
say like give them nothing and take from them everything?
Yes.
Is that,
Yes,
yes, that sounds like what they're going for here.
It really does.
Really?
I was kind of joking about Liquid being bullies, but they're getting a little too real.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Yep, just look at it. Coddle farming bottom, Viper farming mid, Ember killing a tower top. Pretty much the story of this
Dyer's
series.
top tower has fallen.
That would be the 300.
Invisibility.
I thought so, but it's one of those where like if I say the movie and I'm wrong, I feel stupider than just acting like I don't remember the movie. So I win with the conservative approach.
Dyer's middle tower
Or maybe you
is
could
under attack.
maybe you could act
bottom.
like a bougie, you know, intellectual and say that you're quoting King Leonidas.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure if he actually in reality said that. Sounds like a
Sounds like something that'd be hard to disprove.
yeah, absolutely. Chessie tells you that's BKB on miCKe, a BKB with a double damage, and I'm pretty sure those letters all combine BKB and DD combine to say that High Coast is dead.
Come and fight me.
I feel like there's no way those letters combine to say that, but
It's code, Brian. You wouldn't
Dyer's middle
understand.
tower is under
okay,
attack.
fair enough. It's support talk.
Yeah. all the 4 and 5 positions out there totally understand. Hey, you know what? Hey, shout out to High Coast. You gotta have. There's no other way to treat that game than just to laugh it off.